Hello, welcome back to the FNAF Security Breach series. Now you may be wondering why this episode is significantly shorter than the other episodes in this series, and that's because there isn't one. Well, there is one, but it was an absolute fail, and I just wanted to rant about how awful this recording went, and how there's no hope to turn this into anything watchable. Now I know, it's very confusing having me post these 2 episodes and then the third one just isn't me playing the game at all, but you have to understand me when I say this. This was the most awful recording I have ever done in my life. I wanted to make something out of this recording, otherwise I'd just be moving on to episode 4 after getting the most progress done and just acting like none of it happened. And to be honest, it's completely up to you guys if I should continue this series like nothing happened or if I should just end it here. So let me know in the comments, but until then I will not be continuing this series yet. Now, let's cover how awful this episode is and the reasons why I am not going to be editing an hour and 48 minutes of crap. I'll run through what happened in the episode so you at least know. I went to the Roxy salon, grabbed the shoes to run faster, went to Roxy Raceway, got the final Fizzy Faz collectible in the game, aka the Roxy Fizzy Faz, which also gave me an achievement. I then got the damaged head, exited Roxy Raceway, went to the Fazcade, got stuck trying to start the Music Man fight, which I'll talk about later, cheated my way through the fight, repaired the head, killed Roxy, somehow did the Roxy fight without cheating, which is a first for this entire video. Repaired Freddy, went through the 6 AM mission where Moon is chasing you back to the lobby. I never saw him in the whole section, by the way. Got the escape ending and ended the recording. Now, let me explain why this video has been scrapped. Issue 1. I am so bare dry in this episode. While recording this episode, I'd say about 30% of it was me talking and the rest of the 70% is just dead silence. This also doubles down even worse in a moment when I get to it. Issue 2. My microphone went really quiet. Zero clue why, but my Logitech headset mic all of a sudden went so quiet you can barely even hear it when closing your eyes and praying for it. Additionally, if I were to crank up the audio to max, you could hear me, yeah, but the desktop audio would be so loud you'd have to close the tab and never look back at this video again, because the desktop audio was the only thing not affected by this evil audio plague. As far as I'm aware, it's fixed now, but it's hard to tell. Issue 3. Cheats. I cheated so many times, I have lost count. I can confidently say I used the debug mod more times than the last 2 episodes combined. I deleted the animatronics anytime I was chased, not even giving them a chance to chase me. Just showing that I'm an absolute wuss. It's genuinely embarrassing. On top of that, at the end of the recording, I needed to run back to the lobby to do that cutscene where Freddy is like, "Gregory, leave and never turn back," and gives you an option to leave or not. I chose leave because I didn't want to play the game any longer at the time because I was hungry, sweating, angry, and itching to get off the game, and as I needed to get from parts and services over to the lobby, guess what I did? I no-clipped. Additionally, I got lost and immediately looked up 2 tutorials to find where the damaged head was in Roxy Raceway to get to the West Arcade. Then, in the West Arcade, I looked up the breaker spots, and even though saying in the recording that I'd make a promise not to cheat again if I'm allowed to do this, I did it regardless. Unbelievable. Issue 4. Just plain out boring. I sat in Roxy Raceway for over about 20 to 30 minutes straight just hiding from Roxy, and half the time I didn't even know where she was. Issue 5. Bugs. This one wasn't even my fault, but in the West Arcade, I activated the trigger for the scene where you need to go down to the dance floor and start the DJ chase, and then I turned around to do the Princess Quest 2 arcade minigame because why not? What I didn't know is that doing that completely reset my triggers for the scene and also shattered the triggers for the scene. I went down to fight DJ and it didn't work. I went back up, the scene restarted. I went back down, didn't work. I went back up, scene restarted yet again. And that's when I realized it was just failing to work. I reloaded my game, started the fight, ran into that bathroom, flipped the breaker, and then Music Man was locked onto this door in the bathroom. Just a normal door, right? Well, the issue is, if I were to go through that door, I'd get musicked by the man, but the DJ wasn't moving to the other door that I was trying to lead him to, leading to a certain death if I tried going out either ways. So, I had to restart the entire section again from the repair room. Issue 6. I played too much of the game. This is only because of the issues with this episode. I literally beat an ending and was oblivious to the awful issues going on behind the scenes. And that's every issue with this episode, and it was awful. This was by far my most awful recording to date, and back when I was streaming on my Steam Deck, it was awful. And that goes to show how awful this is. Even though at the time, this was my most hype one to make because I was excited to run through the game and have fun. What resulted then with an awful, unfun, buggy, cheating experience. I genuinely feel disappointed in myself because if this is how I'm going to be playing FNAF Security Breach, the most non-scary FNAF game, how am I going to do videos on genuinely any of the other horror game ideas I have in my roadmap for this year without a friend? I'm going to be taking a break from FNAF Security Breach content for however long it's gonna take, so please let me know if you want me to continue this series or not. Anyways, if you want more information about this Lost to Date episode, you can leave a question in the comments. But for now, that's pretty much all I have for today. I really need to train my adrenaline and nervous system to conquer horror games. Like, subscribe, and more videos soon.